Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video real quick showing you how to apply the LED gels, and I'll probably make a separate video showing how to apply the press-ons, but I have my stuff spread out all over the place here, so I'm just going to dive right in. These are the LED gels, and they come in a package like this with a resealable bag, so you can save your leftovers because you're going to get two strips. One's missing because I just applied it live in my group or on my personal page. So you're going to get two strips with just, I mean, so many sizes. You're going to have leftovers. And even I do mine and my daughter's nails and I still have leftovers. So throw those back in here. You never know. Seal it back up. This bag is important because these don't dry out with air, but they get affected by light. So you want to keep them in this bag and then they'll be good for up to a year. Um, oh man, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, save your leftovers and you can use them for like mixed mayonnaise and whatnot. So just hang on to your bag. It's going to come with a nail prep pad, which I've already used because I told you I just went live in my group. And so you're going to want to, so first you're going to, if you buff your nails, I don't really buff my nails because they're super thin, but you can buff your nails if you're going to do it now. And you want to push your cuticles back. The prepping your nail bed is going to be the most important part of getting a really good seal on these. If they're snagging your hair or they're lifting, it's because we're not prepping properly or something happened during application. So I'm going to give you all the tips that I can to help you with application. And one of the biggest tips that I have is going to be you can't have any cuticle or dead skin on your nail bed. It has to be just your nail bed. So if you have stubborn cuticles, you're going to want to go get like a cuticle softener or something to really push those back. And the more that you work and prep your cuticles, the easier it's going to be each time because they're going to stay back. But I have a rubber tipped cuticle pusher, or you have the wooden one that comes in the bag. Do I have one out? Where is my There's a wooden cuticle pusher that comes inside. Oh, that's the press on. Sorry. It comes inside this bag, but I've misplaced it somehow. But I usually use my rubber tipped one anyway. So you're going to push your cuticles back, buff them if you're going to buff them, and you want to file them and shape them to the shape that you want because these aren't going to add length or anything. They're just going to be your natural nail bed. So file. And then when you're done with that, I suggest wash your hands. If you have Dawn dish soap is going to get all the grease off your hands, and that's what you want because you don't want any oils getting underneath these because oil is actually what removes them. So we don't want oils from our fingertips on here. So you're going to want to use the prep pad. I'm going to open I already used my prep pad from earlier. So I'm going to just use the one that comes in the press on bag. You have your prep pad and you're just going to wipe all the oil off of there. Okay. And then I also wipe it off my fingertips because I just use my hands to apply. If you're going to grab them with your hands, you don't want to grab under the part that's going to go on your nail. Again, the oil is what removes the strips, so you don't want to get any oils. Wash your hands before you use the prep pad. Wash with dish soap if you can, and then use the nail prep pad to get all the oils off. And then what's great is this comes on a clear backing, so you can size them out. It also has this clear coat over the top, which isn't, if you take this off and throw it away, it's fine. It's not going to dry your nails out, but it is there to protect the top coat so that doesn't get scratched or anything. So I just lift it and I grab the one that I need and then I put it back. So you're going to just take this and hold it over your nail and size it out. Sizing is very important. So if they're too big, don't use them. If it's too big and it's hitting your skin or it's on top of your cuticle, it's not like, or if a corner is touching your cuticle, then it's too big and you're not going to get a good seal. It's always going to be lifting in that one spot if it's not adhering to your nail bed. It's not going to work if it's touching your skin or your cuticle. So if it's lifting or grabbing your hair, it's likely we didn't prep our cuticles and push them back. And it's either lifting or it's too big and it's snagging your hair and stuff. So it should not be snagging your hair. Something is wrong if it's snagging your hair. Just message me and we'll work together to figure it out. So, oh, I'm sorry. I'm still trying to find the sizing. They will stretch a little bit. They don't stretch a lot, but they will stretch a little bit. Um, I feel like once you know, this is kind of the part that takes the longest, but once you know your size, it's going to go a lot faster. I think that's a good size for me. Um, Another thing too, note is if the strips are cold, they're not gonna apply as well. It's just it is what it is. My hands are freezing all the time, so I actually have a heating pad. Just another pro tip, I have a heating pad and I lay it out on my desk and I turn it on low and I set the strips on top of it and I keep my hands warm. Some people sit on them, but my house is usually too cold for that. Like I actually put them on the heating pad and just leave it on low and let them just stay warm while I'm applying. You're never going to go back to applying without a heating pad. It's so great. Okay, was it this one? I actually bend it around my nail to make sure it's the right fit. You want it to go edge to edge. So I think that's going to be the good one. And then you'll lift up. And people ask me all the time, can I cut it and use one side on one hand and one side on like cut it and use it for the other hand? Yes, if your nails are short enough, you can absolutely use these one strip for two nails. Mine are not short enough for that. So I just grab on the side that isn't gonna adhere to my nail bed, and and then push that back down. And you'll see they're thick, but they're sturdy and they're going to bend and be flexible, but they're sturdy enough when you're putting them on, they're not going to like fall and be flimsy, which is great. So I push my cuticles back one more time, and then I just line it up right up to my cuticle. There's some skin right there, so I got to get that off. Line it up right to your cuticle, not on it, not too far away from it, just right up to it. And if you get it, you can pick it up. If it's not in a good spot, you can pick it up and do it again. I feel like I got it too far over to the side. It's harder to do this than you think when you're like recording it. Okay. I still feel like I could have moved it over more. But you can stretch it a little bit, especially if they're warm, you can stretch them and it makes it so much easier when you're working with sizes. You want it to go all the way to the edge of your nail, okay? And now my hair was stuck to something. So now it's on. Really work it into your nail bed, like push it down. If you have a rubber cuticle pusher, this is where you're going to take it and just really glide it around. Make sure it is on your nail really good. If you cure this and it's not attached to your nail very well, it is going to lift and it's going to drive you crazy. But if it's attached before you cure it, it should stay that way the whole time. So really push it down. And then again, these are not going to add length. So you're going to want to cut that down all the way to your natural nail. I just use scissors. We have these available. These are not the ones that we have available, but they just launched some that are available on the site. So go grab those. They're great for this part. You can also use these scissors to trim your press-ons. So you just want to, there's nail strip on there. You just want to cut it all the way down as far as you can, as close to your nail bed as possible. This is going to make it easier for later when you go back to file. So if this were long enough, I could absolutely use it on the other hand, but it's not. So I like to put it on the bag so that I know these are the black strips because there's no name on those. And then go back and press it down again. Make sure it looks like it's fully adhering to your tip. And then you're going to take your lamp. These strips are buy 3, get the lamp free. So make sure you grab 3. Make sure you move these out of the way so you're not curing them on like when you turn the slide on, you don't want to cure these. And then you could do all 4 of your nails and cure them all together, or you can do them one at a time. But you don't want to cure your nails more than 3 times because it could cause the polish to crack. So you don't want to crack it by over curing it. So again, right before you put it in, get it really down on the sides, like really work it on the sides and up by your cuticle and on your tips. Really push it down. It should look good before you cure it. Okay. If it doesn't look good before you're curing it, it's not going to look good after you cure it. So get it on there really good. And then you can press it once for 45 seconds. I always do it for the minute. So you long press and then it's going to go for a minute. And then I just kind of rotate my nail back and forth. Normally I would do all 4 nails at the same time, but for the sake of this, I just want to do 1 nail at a time. And I want to get all the sides. That's why I do it for a minute so I can rotate it back and forth. You shouldn't have to do it a second time. You can, again, don't do it 3 times. And this is not a UV light. I want to be very clear about that. This is not UV. This is LED, and it's going to be much safer for your nails. And it's way less exposure than a UV light, which would require, like at a salon, you're going to sit there with your nails under the light for minutes versus this is just 60 seconds, 45 seconds to a minute. So it's not emitting the same amount of UV as a UV light. So you have nothing to worry about. These are safe. That was very important to me, picking a place that cared about nail health. These are non-damaging to your nail bed. The remover that takes them off is absolutely non-nail damaging. It's so great. It just pops them right off. The strips actually add so much durability to my nails that they're growing out really long. They're very healthy. I've been wearing strips for a month now. I'm pretty new. So I've been wearing them for a month now and there's no damage on there. Like they look great. And so you'll notice after you cure them that they're harder. And this is where you're going to want to take the file. One side of it with the K's, the blue side is smooth. You want to use the grittier side. I used this earlier. So, and what I do is I file down. You never want to file up. I wouldn't file back and forth, just file down so that anything you can do to push the gel towards your nail bed is going to help it adhere to your nail better. So push it down. You don't want to do anything to push it up away from your nail. So I do the corners and then I do the tip. And if you cut it down to your natural nail, it should make this part much faster because you're not having to like file through so much excess. It's just a little bit. And at this point, it should look perfect. It looks perfect before you even put it in to cure it. So make sure it looks good before you cure it, and then it should cure perfect. And it shouldn't take long for you to file that excess off as long as you cut it down pretty close to your nail, your natural nail. And that's it. Look how beautiful. And these are going to last. These are like this gel coat, top coat is like indestructible. They last so long and I don't have any cracks, no chipping, no wear and tear. I mean, they're so durable. So I am a huge fan of the LEDs. Definitely go try them out. Again, they are buy 3, get the lamp free. So make sure you're grabbing 3 so you can get that lamp for free the first time. And then if you like them, I would check out the monthly Manny subscription because you can choose your box size. You can choose a 3 Manny box or a 5 Manny box, and you pick everything that goes inside. So you can mix and match press-ons and gels, and you can pick 3 of your own or 5 of your own. You pick everything that goes inside that box, and you're going to get for the 3 box, you're going to get 10% off. For the 5 Manny box, you're going to get 15% off. And they are pause, skip, cancel, hassle-free anytime directly from your customer website. You don't have to call or email. You just do all of that on your own with the click of a button. So definitely check that out. If you like these, go ahead and sign up on my account for a subscription box because you're going to love them. And also the subscription box, it gives you early access to new launches before they launch to the public. And it also lets you have access to the vault of all the retired stuff. So everything that they have is going to be in their retired vault and until it sells out. So, and you're going to have access as a subscriber to grab those sets. So it's pretty great. It's pretty fun to shop around in there. So go check that out if you like the LEDs or the press-ons. It's the monthly Manny subscriptions. My website is www.howpolished, how with an E, like my last name, HOWE, polished.com. And you're going to see the monthly Manny subscription or shop Kleo. You're going to see join my VIP group. Everything is in there. So go ahead and check that out. And I hope that you got some tips out of this. And I'm going to create another video for the press-on. So if you want to try the press-ons, go ahead and look for that next. Okay, thanks guys.